Most people I know that are in that middle class type environment, work-wise, income-wise, housing accommodation-wise, are all a little bit under the pump. So a little bit of the gloss has been taken off, and it means that no matter what job that you're in, and although I have a strong affection for real estate, I think what's going to happen is that you're going to have more structure and more discipline in your life in relation to cost control, expenditure, etc., but more structure in relation to keeping yourself well, healthy and fit. What also I think is that there'll be many advantages, as I mentioned in a previous video, and many opportunities next year for the people in the real estate game. But what you do need is you need structure and discipline in relation to the service that you're going to offer the public. So you have to be very structured in your routine. You have to be very disciplined in your routine of service. What you also have to remember too is that these are the markets that sort the wheat out from the chaff. So the better agents will get better. The agents that are just coasting along will either fade off or just remain at the lower ebb. And what that also means is for people coming into the real estate industry, and we have had a big fallout from the stats that I've seen in relation to people leaving the industry. What we need to do in the real estate industry is get better educated people, get people that are very motivationally driven. And I always say to real estate principals, if you're going to employ people, it's good to do a 3-part interview strategy. So the first part is to, cover their background, their wishes, their wants, their desires, what schools they went to, do they live near their parents, are they fairly community orientated with, say, football, netball, whatever it might be. The second interview is always structured around what IP they have or what their volition is for their job or where do they see themselves in a year or two. And that will also decide whether they are realistic in their attitude, and they'll also be able to suss you out as the potential employer, because all good real estate people need a mentor. So, and without mentorship, nothing really grows. So the reality of that is that when you are moving forward in propagating new people, you need to put the time into them early. And what also happens is I made a couple of notes this morning that satisfaction comes from having a purpose, having a volition, or creating something out of nothing. And that's what service does, because you really create, service is created really nothing substantial in relation to anything that's hard. It starts from here. So if you have the volition to be of service, as I've said many times, my first goal is to be of service. My second goal is to be more of service. So in moving forward, any market disparities, market changes, LVR changes by the banks, interest rate changes, etc., are not affected and won't affect someone who's willing to serve the public in relation to purchasing a house, a home, an investment. Thanks for listening.